Hi guys, Jamie from Start Riot, and I am here with the fantastic Wallflower. We've got Jake, Vinny and Sam. All three are guitarists in Wallflower. That is why they sound so excellent. So you guys are currently on tour with Boston Manor and Can't Swim, obviously. You're about to play your biggest show to a sold-out Sound Control where we are now. How you feel?
Yeah, it's exciting, to be honest with you. Like the whole tour, we kind of went in not really knowing what to expect, and every show so far has kind of just been really, really cool. Everyone's been really, really receptive. The best part being that lots of people sort of come early and watch us, which isn't something we're really used to be honest with you. So playing to like actual rooms full of people has been really, really cool for us.
It's a real bonus.
Yeah, and that's in no small part to Boston Manor constantly saying, come down early to see Wallflower. They've been very supportive, I've seen on social media.
Yeah. Not just on social media as well. Yeah, everything, like the whole tour, so they've sort of just been looking out for us a lot, and we're so grateful for that. Like, really, it's really cool.
They're very nice boys.
Yeah, really nice.
So you said the shows have been excellent so far. This is kind of your like fourth tour of the year, is it? You've done quite a few. One with Yearbook earlier, and a short run with Dearest.
We did Weather State at the beginning of the year as well.
Something around that area, 4 or 5. I think we went to Europe earlier on in the year. So yeah, I think it's probably 4 or 5 with a couple of little weekenders here and there, that sort of thing.
But you said this is the biggest kind of tour you've done today. It's really good of Boston Manor to kind of to bring you out and have you open up the show for them as well.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just came as a surprise. We kind of just got a message one day like, did you want to come? We're like, yeah, and then we got kind of like, yeah, we'll let you know if we can. And then the next day it was like, yeah, you're on it. So it kind of just all happened very quickly. Yeah. We're so used to like spending months trying to book a tour where 10 people would turn up, so it was really cool.
Have bands like Boston Manor obviously been very successful with their debut album just coming out, and another band like Moose Blood, who are obviously a bit further ahead, they're on the second album now. Have they kind of set the model for success for a UK band?
I think like the thing is that there's a lot of good UK bands and there's a lot of good UK fans as well. People don't just sort of hear a band and get bored of it straight away, and people are quite devoted to what they're listening to. So I think a lot of it is probably down to the fact that there's some really good people listening to music as well, and obviously the music's good as well. Some really, really catchy songs from both the bands that you sort of mentioned. So I think, I mean, you never really want to just set it to a sort of standard where people do the same thing every time, because I mean, everyone's kind of different. But yeah, there's definitely that sort of like general, like I think it's just generally down to a lot of good people, really, to be honest with you.
I feel like there's a lot of depth in the UK scene as well. It feels like just below that kind of level of band like Boston Manor and Moose Blood, there's bands like yourselves, and also like Dearest and Pretend Happy and Yearbook, who you guys also went on tour with. They're just like brilliant UK like kind of alternative bands who don't sound like everyone else. They all sound really unique and got really good sound.
I think there's been a real resurgence in that sort of sound the last 2-3 years. So Yearbook.
Excellent.
Yeah, brilliant band, really are.
So tight as well.
I missed him. See, you guys played Manchester for like, was it the first time you played Manchester with Yearbook?
That was, yeah.
And I missed it. I was like, I had to work or I was away at a festival. I can't remember exactly, but I was fucking gutted. Anyway, have you kind of found it hard to get traction? Like you said, you used to spending like months booking a tour and no one turns up. Is it quite a difficult struggle? And obviously this is a kind of a breakthrough.
I think it's quite easy in those situations to feel let down. You spend a lot of time and effort putting into bringing a tour or something like that together, and you've got to keep your head up. Say you've travelled however many hours to a show and there's only 10 people watching you, but that's 10 people who've paid to get into the show, so that's something to be grateful for, and you've got to, it's a labour of love, so
it's the grind.
Everyone's got to do it.
I think it is all just a matter of perspective as well. I mean, sometimes when you talk to people that are outside of this whole thing, like this whole scene or whatever you want to call it, when you sort of say to them, oh yeah, I drive 3 hours to a show to play to so many people and get this amount of whatever, and they sort of go, why do you bother? And it's kind of like, it's not really, we don't really do it for any of that sort of like thing. It's just as long as people are watching and enjoying it, as these guys said, like that's the main thing really.
So let's talk about the music. That is why we are all here. So you just released a song, a new single with a Spanish name that I'll try and pronounce. Mais ou Quero Mais?
Mais eu quero mais.
I was close.
Yeah, Portuguese. Yeah, Portuguese, yeah.
Oh, that's my bad.
No,
Doing the Boston Manor thing.
I think it's very similar to Spanish as well. I'm half Brazilian, so I don't know. It just kind of happened that way. Sounded. I liked the way it sounded.
And that translates to?
It translates to "But I Want More."
Very good. So that was recently released, and you also released "Sleep Forever" earlier this year.
Yeah.
Did Henry do the videos for both of those as well?
He did the video for "Sleep Forever."
Yeah, I love that video. It's like a. Did he do it with an infrared camera?
Yeah, it was thermal camera.
It's amazing. Really
and
cool.
Our friend Callum Jupp also edited the second video for Mais ou Quero Mais. Just basically from all the tours we've done, just been collecting a load of footage. You know, bringing a couple of our friends along with us, taking as much footage as possible. And yeah, he just did a really great job of throwing an edit together. And yeah, so happy with how both videos came out.
Yeah, it's really cool. And you had the Summer Days EP, which is about 2 years ago now as well.
Yeah, long time ago.
You've got really like expansive sound. I mean, obviously you've got 3 guitarists, as I mentioned, bass and drums, but there's also like a shit ton of pedals on your stage, and there's like stuff like you use a slide guitar in one song I saw. It was really cool. Like, do you spend a lot of time, because it's unusual for a band of you know, only been going 2 years or whatever, and only a handful of releases, to have kind of that massive sound, and it really translates live as well.
It's kind of a rabbit hole for us with gear, and yeah, it's, you know, you buy one thing and then you think, oh, now I need this, you know, pedals, amps, just yeah. Once you start going down that road, it's a long road to get to the end of, and I don't think we ever will really.
I mean, this band started mainly through us talking about, you know, tones in like loads of different things, like different songs that we love, and like different guitarists that we really sort of look up to, and it kind of all stemmed from that. So we do focus maybe sometimes too much time on our guitar stuff, but you know, we all sort of love pedals and stuff like that, and you know, it's really cool to just make loads of noise as well at the same time.
The brand new what I'm trying to say, the philosophy, the brand new philosophy to making music.
They love their noise.
Yeah. How can I make my guitar sound as least like a guitar as possible?
But it's one of them, like brand new. I feel like you guys have got that kind of noise, and you know, really like crazy sounds coming out of your amps, but also you've got the hooks to like back it up and reel people in, and I think that's what really makes the song stand out as not just noise rock. Like it's really,
thank you.
Really good songs. So you've just released the 2 singles, which are available on a cassette from Hanger Records or at a show.
Oh, indeed.
Pick them up. Do you have any plans to put them on a new release, a new EP, or maybe a full length in the future? 'Cause we're playing a bunch of new songs on the tour as well. You're smiling like you've got something to announce.
Well, it's hard to say at the moment because we're still sort of got things in the works. As far as we're concerned with like songs that we've already released, we kind of feel like once we've done something, we've kind of done it, and you know, we're happy to sort of move on from that and try something new.
Kind of like to see it as a timestamp. That's where we were at then. Anything that comes out after that is where we're at now. You know?
Yeah, we're road testing a few new songs at the moment, so yeah, quite a lot of our set is new material.
So there's something in the works that you can't talk about.
There's definitely something in the works.
Yeah.
Mainly because we're still trying to work out what it's going to be.
Yeah, fair enough. The new songs sound really good though.
Thank you.
The ones that I was at the show last night, obviously,
cool.
and yeah, it sounded really good. It was the first time I've seen you guys live as well.
Oh, really?
It was really excellent. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Have you got any more tours booked?
Not as yet. We've got a few sort of shows coming up in the new year, the odd one here and there, but no major plans. Just, you know, just getting this new material together and hopefully working towards something with that. So
excellent. Well, hopefully this kind of traction will continue off the back of the Boston Manor tour. It's been great to see you guys live, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely check out Wallflower if you can. You can find them at UK Wallflower on Twitter. Is that right?
that's correct.
UK Wallflower, yeah.
And Wallflower UK at Bandcamp. just to confuse you, you switch it for the
And then
Bandcamp.
we are Wallflower and other things as
Yeah,
well.
there you go.
Yeah.
You've still got a website, wearewallflower.com.
Yeah. It's a lottery, you know.
Okay.
There's no consistency with us.
There you go. So they're as enigmatic on the internet as their music is diverse. Okay, well, thanks for doing the interview, guys. It's been a
Cool.
pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, check them out. Subscribe, like the video, and all that shit. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Sick. Yeah.